Hello and welcome to another lineups video. I will first of all be showing you my performances of the previous gaming of 4 to 8, in which we have one important one, that is Champion Europe with a tier 4 reward for amazing performance from Arsenal. Sadly, Saliba and Rice didn't perform as well as the rest, but all over I am very happy with the tier 4, especially because it is in Champion Europe. Now the other teams, as expected, did perform pretty badly. Yang did perform, in my opinion, pretty good, but still, it's very tough against Fiorentina. And then the only other one that did well was Gent. However, Tudali did not play, but all over pretty poor, as I expected. Now, let's get into my lineup building. Now, let's get into the correct one. As always, starting off with Champion Europe. So, goal, David Raya. Central defender, I'm going with Gabriel instead of Saliba. And then midfield, Rice, Martinelli, and of course, Saka. As always, Saka will be the captain. Save that, and against Wolves, it could be either really good or pretty damn bad. But 79 is pretty damn good as a pick score. Now, let's get into All-Star. For the rest, I do have some really tough matchups. For example, Gent is playing against Genk, Feyenoord is playing against PSV, Union against Cercle, so pretty tough games all over. However, we do have some easier teams, like Ryan against Utrecht. Then we take Johannes Handel, because he always scores good. Van Aken against Van Dijk, in my opinion, at home. And Van Dijk away from home is pretty poor, so could be a good matchup for Van Aken. Then Onuachu will play. And finally, Munoz. Captain, we take Handel because we can be guaranteed of a good score for him in any game. This is an All-Star. 76, also pretty damn good for a pick score of the team performance score. Now, let's get into Challenger Europe. Now, the team we have taken in here consists of the best keeper, the second best keeper at least, for this week, that is Jean Bidé. Now, as a defender, we chose one for Mendy. And we take Kemen Puertas as a midfielder, as he can always do well, doesn't matter who they are playing, as he proved against Gent. Now, the forward, I am going with Luc de Jong, as I expect more from him than I do from Stengs. And now, the final player in this specific team, I am going to go for Toby Alderweireld, as I expect great things from Antwerp at home against Leuven. Now, the captain in this team is a pretty tough one. I am either going with Toby Alderweireld or Kemen Puertas. I am, however, selecting Puertas, as he can score really highly in the game. And 77 again, pretty damn good for a score of the game, even though there are some tough matchups in there. Now, up to 17. Here we took someone who is not likely to keep a clean sheet in Warlisson. As you can see, only 16% clean sheet. However, the other keepers that I have do not have particularly good matchups. Now, in defense, I originally went with Gabriel. However, now I am going with Saliba. As midfielder, Ryan Heinen. Now, as a forward, I went with Guy. And finally, the midfielder, I went with newly signing and I used him already once, Bilal El Kanous. Captain here went for Saliba. I would say, however, might think that Gueye gets a goal, so I'm selecting Gueye. I am not expecting much from this team, however, pretty tough all over apart from probably Gueye and Saliba. However, I am not expecting much from this team. Now, from cap to 40, I am, however, as always, expecting a threshold. So in this team, goalkeeper Esteban Sal. Now, secondly, defender. I think he has the best matchup all over. Triple A, 59 expected score, Yalla Bataille. Midfielder here is Mohi Konate against STVV is pretty tough. However, I do expect Mechelen to perform pretty decently, and I am just needing like a 50 score from him, which you can get, especially against a team that plays very attacking. Defensive midfielders can get pretty good scores. Now, forward, I am going with Vincent Janssen against Leuven. Should always be getting a goal against. And the final player in this team is going to be Dan Foulon, as he has been really performing last few weeks. However, last weekend specifically now, it wasn't that good. However, I am expecting big things from him. Captain, I am going with Bataille, as I am 100% sure he will score 60 or above. And you always want your captain to be someone you can expect like a very big score from. That is, with a 75, also a pretty good team. Finally, 20 limited. In goal here, we went with Plahe from who is going to replace this one weekend against Fulham. I just took him because of his low L15, and I think against Fulham could be a clean sheet for him in that game. Now, defender originally was Alderweireld. However, I am not taking Alderweireld here now. I'm selecting his first defender, Gerard Arteaga. Then the midfielder, the first midfielder in this game, is going to be Yusuf. And as a forward, I am going with Jupiler against Standard. And the final player, I have 72 points left, which is a lot of points. So, however, the last player for this team, I am still myself undecided because I have many points left. I could go, for example, with Rob Schoofs against STVV. Could score good in any game. I am taking Rob Schoofs. And then potentially I could replace Yusuf. I could replace Jutla with somebody else. However, I am not going to do that, as I believe, even with the leftover points that I have, that this is the best team I can play for this game week, and Schoofs is going to be the captain. So, finally, to show you guys a full overview of my 6 lineups, here they are. So these are my lineups. I am expecting big things, especially from All-Star and Challenger, maybe something from Champion Europe. And as always, I'm expecting a threshold. And cap to 70, cap to 20. Cap to 20, just hoping for a decent or good score. And cap to 70, not expecting much from. So these are my lineups. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video, which will be a preview of the game week past the weekend. See you guys.